M5. This, as I said, for me is peak BMW. It is an absolute behemoth of a car. What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this POV review by Autotop NL. My name is Max, and today you join me on a lovely day with two BMW M5s. Both of these cars belong to Thijs Timmermans. That is his former daily, this is his new daily, and today we're going to drive them back to back and see what it's like. I mean, a lot has been said about the new G90 M5, about the weight, about the looks, about the quality, especially build quality of the interior, materials used. So today we're going to find out what it's like when you drive them back to back and if the difference is actually that big. Now, I have to say, little disclaimer, of course, this is an M5 CS, which is probably peak BMW, one of the best M5s ever made, one of the best BMW M's ever made, and we're comparing that to an entry-level M5. Of course, an M5 CS of this generation is also coming, presumably, so yeah, but we cannot compare it to that right now. So what we do have, what I think is pretty cool, is that we've got the best of the F90 M5, and I think this is the best of the G90 M5, the Touring. I think it's better looking. I think it makes more sense, especially because of the weight. You know, it doesn't matter that much anymore. You still have rear-wheel drive if you want it. You can do big skids, and it is super practical. So I actually think that, objectively speaking, it's a really good package. It's just not a very impressive M5, if you ask me. The question is if it can actually, you know, get remotely close to what that is. So I'll show you around both of them. We'll do a quick comparison, front, rear, interior, stuff like that, and then we'll take both of them for a drive on the B road, and after that on the Autobahn for an Autobahn blast. Let's have a look at the M5 CS in Brands Hatch Grey, frozen Brands Hatch. One of three colors available on the M5 CS. And well, this is more classic BMW, right? This is where, if you ask me, BMW left off. It's really good looking. It's classic BMW with the kidney grills, not too big. I love the headlights, even though you don't have the angel eyes anymore, but still, it still has a sort of BMW signature. You've got a bit of carbon fiber there, more aggressive bumper, very cool bonnet with the heat extraction vents. It looks muscular, but still it's relatively modest in size. If you compare that to this, it is an absolute behemoth of a car. It is very high. The difference in height of that front end is quite big, but it's more optically bigger. It's fatter, it's a little bit more obese, but it does look very aggressive. I actually think that, you know, it can compete for aggression with the M5 CS, which is something you wouldn't really expect, right, for a base M5, because that looks very aggressive, but so does that. So front end, there's a lot of empty space on this one. So you've got empty body panels there and like empty spaces in those air intakes, and the contrast between those two means that it's very big and aggressive. This looks more purposeful, like it's there for a reason instead of just there to look aggressive, if that makes sense. Of course, you get the yellow daytime running lights for the CS and the gold bronze details around the car, as well as these forged lightweight wheels. Carbon ceramics as standard on the CS. Thijs has spec'd his car really well though. This is a frozen dark blue to match the dark blue on his Ferrari 812 Competizione. That is really a baller move. And then these wheels, apparently you can't get them in the Netherlands normally, but he got them this bronze color. Behind that, carbon ceramics, of course. Weight wise, so let's get that out of the way. 1800 kilos, because it's around 100 kilos lighter than the regular M5, versus 2450. This is the registered weight. So I've taken the weight from both of these license plates, basically, of the registration. 1800, 2450. So it's 650 kilos heavier. Granted, it's also a touring, so that means that it's heavier to begin with. means that it's heavier to begin with. But this is where it starts to get a little better for me. As I said, I think the Touring is the better body option for the G90. I think it's better looking. I think the lines work better and you don't have that weird rear end. Yeah, I think it's actually quite a successful design, this, with the quad tailpipe, super aggressive diffuser. And then of course you've got a lot of practicality with the big boot. M5 CS, super aggressive with the carbon diffuser, quad tailpipe, nice and thin in that gold bronze again. Little spoiler as well, beautiful rear lights. I think the G30 F90 facelift, the LCI, is a very handsome car. Still is. And it just looks so much smaller and more nimble, agile. Just, I don't know, it looks more like a BMW sedan should, in my opinion. So let me know in the comments what you think. Do you prefer that? Do you prefer this? What would you buy if it were your money? I mean, I just saw one for sale in the Netherlands, 149,500 euros in that dark green, matte dark green, really nice. This is around 160, 170 new. So yeah, what would you do? Let me know in the comments. Engine wise, of course, we have also moved on from this, which is the S63 with 635 horsepower V8 bi-turbo, 750 newton meters of torque. You get a 10 horsepower bump over the regular M5, but we all know that they deliver a lot more power than BMW claims, and it is just a regular V8 petrol powered car. 635 750. This, however, has a hybrid drivetrain. That is why it's so heavy, because you have to carry around those batteries. S68, so it's an updated version of that engine. It delivers 585 horsepower, just the V8, and then when you add the electric power, 727 and 1000 newton meters of torque. 0 to 100, 3.6 and 3 seconds, but that is of course CS versus regular one. That's basically it. Interior wise, I've said a lot about the interior on the new 5 Series, and that is because this is what a proper BMW interior looks like, in my opinion. I think this is, for a lot of reasons, peak BMW M. Also because this interior has everything. I mean, analog dials would have been, you know, the cherry on top, but I feel like it's a decent, you know, screen size. It's not too big. You've got this climate control setup here, which is great. It's always there, it stays in the same place. You've got your audio here, the shortcuts, which are also very practical. Then you've got your M stuff gearbox down here. You've got a nice iDrive controller here. This all works. Beautiful steering wheel with Alcantara M1, M2. It's round, it's relatively simple. Yeah, I think this is the way you do it. Beautiful bucket seats as well, with the Nürburgring on there as well. And yeah, seating position is absolutely flawless. You sit nice and low. Steering wheel is extended towards you nicely, and that means that you're so comfortable in this car. You get in it and it just feels like you put it on like a suit, and it is very, very good in that respect. I think in general everything just looks and feels a lot better. It feels more premium to me, and I've read a lot of comments when we first did this car, the new 5 Series, of G30 owners that said it is a massive downgrade when you get into this car. Ooh, let's keep it open, a bit hot. So just leave design out of it, okay? Because I think that is subjective. I don't really like it, but that's, you know, my opinion. You might actually like it, but if you leave that out of it, I just feel like there's a lot going on. It's almost as if it's trying to distract me, and I don't really like that. So you've got the dual screen setup. It's okay, it's not too big. iDrive 8.5, still horrible, but it works fine. They added the shortcuts. This is all okay, but the steering wheel I really don't like. I think this looks and feels very cheap. This feels to me like it belongs in a Renault. I don't like this. I don't need a flat bottom. It's too chunky, too big. I don't know. It's all a bit much, I feel. And then everything else in an M5, at least, you know, you get leather everywhere. it's pretty good. Build quality is okay. It's just some things like indicator feels very cheap. Window switches feel very cheap. This is something they have changed, I have to say, I think 6 months ago or something like that. But there are definitely cost savings going on in the interior, which is a shame. Hey, I need to show the indicator on this. So this, it feels better, and you can hear the difference as well. There's less of a plasticky click. Yeah, this is it. Okay, so let's get in. Both have a ZF 8-speed gearbox, albeit with probably a little bit more of an aggressive mapping for that car. We also are going to do 0 to 100 and 100 to 200 measurements with both cars. So we've got the race box there. If you want one of these devices, use code F90G90 for a 10% discount on all Racebox products. Alrighty, so I'll do a 0 to 100 right here. I'm in M1 mode. There we go. That's a 3.7. Should do 3.6, will do 3.6 in perfect conditions, which, let's be honest, is very quick for a 2450 kilo station wagon.
दोनों बॉयफ्रेंड गर्लफ्रेंड है क्या?
नो,
क्यों?
क्योंकि आजकल के बॉयफ्रेंड्स ना गर्लफ्रेंड से भी ज्यादा डिमांडिंग हो गए।
पर मुझे तो बस
मैं कालू टिक्की चाहिए।
McDonald's Buddy Meal for 2 starts at ₹119. Khao meal baat ke.
The new Škoda Kushaq. Easy to love. Škoda.
Station wagon. What does it feel like on the road? It feels big, it feels wide, it feels comfortable, it feels luxurious, it feels spacious. So everything I say, you immediately have to think, okay, but what's the benefit of that, right? What's the other side of the story? And the other side of the story in this case is it's just a super nice travel companion, basically. And it will also go sideways. It doesn't feel the same. Yes, it does it, and it does it without too much protest, basically. So it's fine doing it. It's just you feel like you're managing a lot more, and there's a filter between you and the car. It's very impressive still, don't get me wrong. The fact that I just did that with a car that weighs this much, you know, a station wagon, you can have your dogs and